Good morning, kings and queens, gentlemen and ladies. This is Refined Rose back with another video. Y'all, how many of us suspected that our abuser can be or may be bisexual or gay, and we was just picking up on that spirit that's inside of them? It's a spirit, like we all have a spirit inside of us, and people can pick up on our love and light if we're kind, if we're nice, if we're calm people. Well, there's a spirit that when we have a particular lifestyle, we act a certain way, such as in my situation with my current husband. He had this spirit, some of his mannerisms would be feminine, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I picked up on it right away once we started dating, but I asked him the question, if he was gay or did he go both ways, but he answered my question with a question, like, why are you asking that? So I never really got a satisfactory answer from him. But as our relationship went on, I noticed that there was this one particular guy that he would fall asleep on the phone with him at night, and then when they wake up, either the guy would call him back the first thing in the morning, or he would call the guy back. And a lot of their conversations, he didn't want to have them around me. He would either go outside and do some yard work, or go outside and work on one of those old rust buckets that we had in the yard that barely ran. Or he would either go outside and, smoke those tamales, because he have a tamale restaurant. So he would go outside and smoke the meat for the tamales, and him and that guy would be on the phone for hours, y'all. When I say for hours. But when I did it with my best friend, when I first met him, that would upset him. He would ask me, like, why do y'all just hang on the phone? You're not talking about anything. To me, that's an unnecessary phone call. It was just going to hold it up to your ear or put it down on speakerphone and not say anything. So as time went on, he would get mad at me because her and I was on the phone because he was trying to isolate me. So I stopped talking to her as much until it just went away. We never talked at all because I didn't want to hear him yelling at me saying, oh my gosh, she's calling you again. Y'all just go stay on the phone and not talk about anything. But in the meantime, he was doing the same thing with this guy friend. So he isolated me from my best friend and other people, and it was just with him. My relationship was just with him. So then I didn't have anybody to talk to. So when I would want to talk about different things, it would frustrate him. He wanted to spend most of his time on the phone with the guy friend. And then he would disappear with my truck. He'd be talking to the guy friend. He's like, I'll be back, and disappear with my truck, knowing that I'm going to be stuck at the house, hadn't had anything to eat because my transportation was pretty much new. And all he had was a red tamale van that he'd go deliver tamales when somebody would order them. So when he come back 2 or 3 hours later, this is no joke, y'all. They could have got off the phone and got back on the phone before he got home. I can hear them talking coming through my car speakers when he's pulling up to our land at Turl. So they're still on the phone. But he got mad at me when I was on the phone with my best friend, Star. And so then I started thinking, I said, I wonder if all these ass whoopings are coming because he want to show how much of a man he is to me. And he's trying to beat his gayness out of him by beating my ass because he really probably wanted to be with a man, and he doesn't want anybody to know that he was probably on the down low. This is all allegedly. I'm just speaking for my observance and my experience while living with this man in the household in seclusion and on some land in Turl, Texas. So thinking back on it now that I'm out of the relationship, maybe those ass whoopings was coming because he wanted to prove to himself that he wasn't gay or he wasn't bisexual. Or maybe my ass whoopings was coming because he actually hate women, because he told me that he abused his first wife that he was married to for 21 years. Well, actually, they abused one another. And the relationships he had in between, he would push their abuse buttons and they would explode and they would both beat each other's butts. So I'm wondering if he goes around beating up women, getting into these relationships with women, knowing that he hate women, knowing that he's on the down low, or knowing that he's gay, or knowing that he's bisexual, trying to fool the public like he's straight, trying to hold up an image like he's a straight man, but in his mind he's not straight, which causes him to leapfrog from one relationship to another relationship with a woman when he really don't want to be with a woman because he don't know how acceptable it's going to be with some of his family members and some of his friends, and he's thinking it's going to make him less manly when society is more tolerating of gay people, bisexual people, lesbian than it was in the 70s when I came up. So that's just a thought that I had. Maybe some of us are living with men are married to men or married to women or living with women that are lesbian for the women or that are gay for the man, or they either go by both ways, bisexual, and they're fighting with themselves on the inside about not being that way because they feel like it's not going to be acceptable. It's going to be a knock against their manhood or a scratch against that woman's femininity. And what if the woman really want to be butch, but she don't want her family members to know that she want to be butch, or she's a stud? I think that's what they call it now. And she don't want certain family members to be disappointed in her. So maybe she get with a man and she's beating the shit out of the man, and he don't know why he's getting the shit beaten out of him. Is because she's hurting inside because she can't be who she want to be with, and she got to pretend that she really want to be with a man that she really don't want to be with, and she want to lay beside a woman. Same thing with a man. Maybe the man is beating our ass because we're not the person that they want to be with, and they want to be laying beside a man. Just think about it. If they want anal sex all the time, anal sex, it's something wrong with that. I dated a man, and he wanted anal sex all the time, and he had been locked up. He was institutionalized. He was going back and forth to the penitentiary, and all he wanted was anal sex. So I asked him, was he gay? He said, why would you ask me a question like that? I said, I'm just asking. I said, I know you've been locked up for a long period of time, 13 years. You did 13 years. Did you ever have anal sex with somebody in there? He was like, no, I never had anal sex with anybody when I was locked up. Then it was this other gentleman. I was married to him, and he used to like to watch chicks with sticks, and you know what sticks means? Dicks. Chicks with sticks. That was his choice of porno. So I think that he was on the down low too, and all he had was negative things to say about women. And we were in a relationship, and he used to sleep with plenty of women like he was trying to sleep his gayness away. You can't sleep it away. That's just the spirit. That's just who you are inside. I think they need to embrace it and accept it and quit being on the down low and quit abusing us because they can't be who they want to be with. So we got to take the brunt of their abuse because they're mad on the inside at themselves. So they're taking it out on us because they don't love us. They want to love that same sex individual. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't bring us into your delusions or into your drama. Figure it out on your own without getting with us. Stay by yourself. Love yourself. That's all I have for now. Refined Rose out. I hope you all have a great day. Stay great all day, every day. Bye for now.